that there's many different angles of adjustment here. Could you go through, Theo, and tell us each type of adjustment, how it is adjusted and what effect that has on the action of the tool?
Right. To be starting, the tines are adjustable on the holder. You can put them in any position. It is important to cross the tines when the machine is lifting up. When we put the machine down into the soil, the tines are working about 2 centimeters deep into the soil. And when you go faster with the tractor, the tines are going out of each other under strong vibration.
And what speed do you recommend using the tool at?
Normally about 4 or 5 kilometers an hour.
And is it different for a beet or an onion or corn?
Yeah, it's a manner of learning and testing, because it could be that when you drive faster, the weed control is better. That is a way of learning.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you tell us, when you're moving the tines in and out, you can also change their angle.
Yes.
What's the effect of changing the angle of the tine on the plant?
It depends on the weed growing, the stage of the weed. It could be after a week or 2 weeks of rain, the weed will be strong, and then you need another position from the tine.
More of an overlap, closer
Yes,
together.
yes, correct.
Okay. And yes, could you tell us about some of the other adjustments of the tool?
We have here the up and down part,
Okay.
to get about 2 centimeters into the soil. And then we have here the Asian part. It's also important to have the tines in a right position under an angel.
And what kind of angle do you want? Do you want this part parallel to the ground? Do you want it angled in, up?
In the most positions they are parallel to the ground.
Okay.
But it is also depending from the weeding machine, the tool carrier,
Okay.
that you can change without any effect from the tool carrier.
What do you mean?
Everything is adjustable on this part.
Yeah.
And without any connection with the tool carrier.
Okay. Okay. And if I have small weeds or bigger weeds,
Yes.
Are there certain adjustments I would make to take care of bigger weeds instead of small weeds?
Yes, in this position it's also important to find the right connection to the driving speed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And if I'm starting with, say, a small carrot or a small beet, compared with, say, a month-old beet, what kind of overlap should I have?
The overlap will be stronger, depends on the growing of the weed.
Yeah.
So a bigger beet or salad will have a stronger overlap.
Okay.
Because the plant is more into the ground with its roots.
Yeah. And can you tell us about mounting the tool? How do you recommend, how is the tool mounted now? What's mounted in front of the tool and why is that important? And how do you recommend the tool is mounted?
Here we have a parallelogram. It's always important that parallelogram will fix the position of the torsion wheel.
So that it can float independently.
Correct.
Okay.
That's very important.
And can you tell us about the knife in front of the tool and whether that's important to have or not?
Yes, it's very important to have a wide blade because they open the soil for the torsion wheel.
Okay.
It works easier into an open soil.
Okay. And can you tell us about the tool itself? How is it plated? Is it galvanized? What kind of coatings are used on the different parts of the tool?
Those are powder coating. This is galvanized, and these are QA steel.
QA?
wire
Yeah.
from QA steel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what types of parts typically break, or what types of parts do you need to replace?
The only thing to replace are the tines, but they are stone resistant and they have a very long lifetime.
Okay. And what types of soil is this tool best used in?
In sand soil, normally we use the 7 mm tines, but in clay soil we use the 9 mm tines.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I see here, this tine has something welded to it bigger than these. Can you tell us what this is for?
Yes, this is a bird up tool.
Hilling.
Hilling tool.
Okay.
But you can use in very young plants because you don't touch the plants, there's no contact, there's only a little bit ground, sand going over the little plants.
To bury any weeds.
To bury the weed.
Okay.
And in the second time you can use the 7 mm tines in that little welling.
Okay. And is this something you invented?
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. And when someone buys this from you, is there any sort of warranty or guarantee that comes with it?
Yeah, normally we give a year warranty on those parts.
Okay.
Tines is difficult because there's always another manner of using.
Yeah.
So normally it takes a long time for, how should I say it?
For it to wear down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And of course, as vegetable growers, we all wish we had sandy soil, but some of us have more rocks than we would like.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how the tool works differently in rocks? Sometimes perhaps does it knock rocks into the young plants, or how does it work when rocks or clay is involved?
Clay is not a problem at all with 9 mm tines. We are strong enough to work in clay. And what about the stones? Stones, it will take out for a stone. There's no problem at all because we have here a strong feather.
Yeah.
And there's no problem at all with stones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think something that vegetable growers often forget is we think the tools are magic, but we don't think about the bed preparation and how important it is to have good soil when we plant our seeds for the tool to work in. What kind of soil or how does the soil need to be prepared, and what kind of tools do you find are useful in different soils to make a soil that this tool will work well in?
Before planting and seeding, normally it's very good to use a harrow because a harrow will take out all the small weeds before planting and seeding.
When you say harrow, do you mean a tool with wires like this?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Because you are always one step before. The small weed is out and then you are going planting and seeding.
Yeah.
It's also in some ways important to drive across the planting fields before seeding or planting.
Why is that important?
Because if the plants are there, you always drive in the same direction.
Yeah.
And before, it's good to do another direction.
Okay. And how do you trial and test this design? How have you changed it over the years? And who gives you feedback, and how do you know how it should be used?
We started in Lelystad in Holland with an investigation weed control manager, and we work. We are for weeks on the fields with our same product, and every time we change a little and a little, and so we also contact our customers also in other countries who give us advice, and yeah, all together we came to a product like this. It's very easy, it's simple, and it's cheap.
And is there anything about it that you're not satisfied with it that you still would like to improve?
On this moment, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But things, every year we have some different changing.
And can you give us an idea of some types of the crops that this tool is used in?
We started in onions, in salad. We sell a lot now in other countries in soya, but also corn crops, but also in nursery trees and other kind of.
Okay. And is there a certain size of operation or a certain row number that this tool is best suited to?
We will deliver in any rows you want.
Okay.
From 1 row to 42 rows on GPS control.
Okay. And what kind of results have people had when using these tools? I know that many people combine multiple tools, a finger weeder, a torsion weeder, the knives in front. How do you recommend that this tool is used alone or with other tools? What is the best way to use it?
Most of all they buy the torsion weeders and that's it. But people with finger weeders use also torsion weeders. It's the best combination. Torsion weeder in front takes out also the longer weeds, and finger weeder afterwards turns out the weed that the torsion weeder has made up.
And so it's important to mount the torsion in front of the finger, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And could you tell us a little bit about the hoeing element you're using? What about it is helpful, and would you use a different hoeing element, or why is this a good one to use?
It's always important to connect a torsion weeder to a hoeing element because of this direction.
Yes. And what about the blade in particular?
The blade in particular is a little bit up because it takes out the weed better to move it up to the soil.
Okay.
So it will die through the sun.
Okay.
The flat knives are only cutting under the weed, and the weed will grow on after a week of rain.
Okay. Okay, maybe we could stop there. I don't know how we're doing on time. If